Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bait. I am joined by not just my co-host this week, but I am joined by co-writer and director of the brand new and upcoming short film, Wingman. It is George, as always.
I could have sounded a little bit more enthusiastic. Yeah. It's that sort of shyness when someone's like, "Yeah, look at
Picking
this. You've done a cool thing," and I'm like,
It's like the cool, calm and collected, isn't it? It's like, just wrote a short film. Just gonna direct it. No biggie.
It's so weird. It's so weird talking about this because it's been so long in the works.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It feels like it's been like before we start going into the details and start going down memory lane about it, would you like to explain actually who Wingman is and what Wingman is?
Well, Wingman is a project that we've been working on for a while. It is a mockumentary short film. If you don't know what mockumentaries are, it's like The Office, it's like What We Do in the Shadows. It's a sort of scripted comedy version of a documentary. So it's sort of taking itself seriously, but also completely unseriously at the same time, and just kind of very intentionally designed to be a comedy. It is about the god of love, Cupid, the little cherub that we see on Valentine's Day cards and associated with romance and love throughout the ages. The little cherub has since become a sort of minor Z-list celebrity and is now a washed-up middle-aged man living in the world of dating apps, where no one needs a little cute cherub or god of love to help them fall in love. Instead, they have apps that can do it. So he's just kind of this washed-up, middle-aged former celebrity, and it's a mockumentary, kind of following his life as it is now, what his day-to-day is, and his sort of goal to bring back the old-fashioned ways of love. It's a fun concept, and I can actually say it's a good concept because I didn't come up with it, which is great.
Yeah, that's true. So obviously, like I'm always saying, like I feel like this has been in the pipeline for ages. Like I remember when you showed me like the first draft of the script, which was like a couple of years ago now. 2 years ago now.
The same evening that I showed you the first draft of Wingman was the same evening that we started the podcast. Talked about starting the podcast. It's the same.
Yes, it is.
It's the
oh
same.
my god!
That was a crazy productive.
That was a productive drinking session.
Yeah.
God, yes, it was. I completely forgot.
We talked about doing a podcast then, and we reminisce about that night when we had a drink, and we talked about doing a podcast together, and a couple of months later we actually did it. But on that night also, I showed you the first draft of Wingman, where you made some really great points which were taken on board for the second draft, so I'm very thankful for that. But Wingman has been being written for over 2 years. It started in mid to late 2023.
Mm-hmm. And where does the concept come from? Who does the concept come from? Your other co-writer?
The other co-writer, Ewan Scholes, who basically came to me with this concept because it was around the time I'd started talking about Small Talks, my other film, and I was trying to get that more off the ground and kind of finish the edit on that, and I was just kind of waffling about it, and he knew I'd done that. And he was very much like, just one day, and he's a mate of mine, just from work, and just sort of says to me like, oh, I've got this idea that I want to pitch to make a film. It's a comedy, it's this. And little did he know that at the time I'd spent the last 6 months wanting to write a comedy and not finding my feet as to where. Like I'd written a lot of test scripts of different things. I had a lot of concepts. I have another like mockumentary concept which I probably won't make now, but like it's still sat somewhere where I'm like, I was just chipping away at the idea of doing a mockumentary but not sure what the subject matter should be. And this was entirely his idea. The concept of it's Cupid, but it's on modern day Earth in the world of dating apps. We just sat and had a meeting and talked about it. And I was like, yeah, sure, let's have a chat. After work one night, we just sort of took a meeting room up and we just chatted about it. And we brainstormed like what... I think the strong point of any concept from like an elevator pitch, like a one-liner, is... if you spitball ideas of jokes and scenes and you yourself are laughing your ass off at it, I think it's like you've got to write it. There's an obligation then. You have to write that. because there's something in it. So that's where it started, and then we just had semi-regular writing sessions together where we just slowly pieced out what the script was and tweaked it over a long period of time.
Yeah, very nice. But yeah, I've read the scripts. They're genius. Like, it's a very, very, very good. And even when you told me the concept of it and you explained it to me, I thought it was genius.
I have to give credit to Ewan for that, because I think like it's fantastic.
It's a genius idea.
But people have been saying it when we've launched the fundraiser and stuff. Like, people have just said like, that's actually a really funny concept, and I'm like, yes, great.
It's a genius idea. So mockumentary style.
Yeah.
Short films, so like around 30-minute length usually. Do you have any other? So obviously Ewan's on board. So I know it, but the viewers might not know it. Ewan is also on as the DOP.
Yes, so Ewan is co-writing and he's also the director of photography. Yeah. I think it's a really great combination. It's a very weird combination of things, because you usually get writer and director. You don't usually get writer and DOP.
Yeah.
And that's because the DOP is usually the person who controls pretty much all the visuals. They do the shot lists, they do a lot of the camera movement, or if they have a camera operator, they'll be just telling the camera operator what to do. It's a great role, but I think the reason it works so well doing, both of us being co-writers and then doing director and then director of photography is mockumentary is such a different type of filmmaking to any other. I think it is probably the most unique subgenre of any film. I would go as far to say. I think you could do comedy, and that's directed like any old film. You could do a documentary, which is not directed at all like a film, because you're capturing moments as they happen, and it's made in the edit. That's how documentaries work. You don't know exactly what you're going to get. You don't know what the narrative is going to exactly be, because you don't know what's going to happen most of the time, and you build that in the edit. With mockumentary, it's not. It has to feel like you've built it in the edit and you've captured raw moments, but it's completely scripted. And then the other side of it is, because it's a scripted comedy, the cameraman, the shots, are characters in the film. They are. That's part of the script. Like, you look at stuff like The Office, and like the American Office especially, I use quite a lot as an example of, like, if you've ever seen the American Office, they do so many shots where something will happen and then the camera will pan to like Jim, and he's just looking at the camera and he's just like, and why that works so well is because the cameraman, without you knowing, is a character who is being blocked by a director. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like it's a more of a symbiotic relationship, I think, between director and DOP than any other genre of film. And
I think it works being a writer as well, because with the stylistic choices and the shooting styles, like, you kind of have to write that. You kind of have to write how it's going to be stylized and how it's going to be shot, and where the cameraman will be, and if the cameraman has to do something, it has to be in the 100%. Script already. So I think it works very well having the writer also have the writers be the director and the director of photography.
It works really well. It's also, it establishes it because we've had 2 years of writing the film together, of like writing sessions. Yeah. So we finished writing it now. Our next session, as of speaking now, will be us meeting and blocking and doing like a test shoot, which I'm very excited for. Will literally just be him with his phone and me acting it out in my flat, and we'll just go through all the motions of it and work out, where should the characters stand? Where should the camera be? What makes the most sense in the world of this documentary, but also what looks good and what feels right. It's a very, very, very good way of doing it, and I think it's good having the director DOP relationship so special. Like, you have to, like, you are, like you said, you're so symbiotic, like, you're so one together, that you work so closely together. And I think it's very good. Like, even like before, when you can do, like, you can go to locations, and you can go somewhere and have a coffee and be like, this is where I want to shoot. What do you think? Oh, I think we should do this. I think you should do that. It works so well. And being the writers, it's basically, you just got to do whatever the fuck you want. Because if you want to change the script, you can change the script. Exactly. And I think we both have so much creative say over it that we kind of, we've had so many backs and forwards of what this film needs to be and what the vibe needs to be. And this is probably one of those things where I think the individual drafts of the film, I'd love to show you all the drafts, Cooper, because it is so drastically different from draft to draft. Yeah, 100%. The first act is completely different in every draft, and it's a testament to how we've really tried to work together on finding a common ground of what we think works. And what I felt the film should be 2 years ago is not what it is now, but what it is now is what it should be, and I'm happy with it. Do you know what I mean?
I'd be very interested to see the draft that we read together, because I mean, I had a lot to drink, so I don't fully remember it.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see what the differences were, because I remember having the conversation about it, having the stuff that I was saying, but I don't fully remember the structure of it compared to the new
was
one,
some
like the
stuff,
new one
I
I've
think-
read so recently.
Yeah, I think originally I can go into the nitty gritty, but it's on a basic level. Is the first act originally was very expositional and just a whole timeline of everything that had happened to this character in his whole life leading up to this point. But now the first act is very much just exploring his life through how he tells it, as opposed to sitting the guy in a chair and just getting him to just waffle exposition.
Yeah.
And there's just a big difference in show don't tell, right? Like he can take you around his house and show you his achievements, and how he talks about his achievements and his failures tells you a lot about the character, and that's way more interesting than just him sitting in a talking head and just waffling about, so about 100 years ago I did this, and then 80 years ago I did this, and then 70 years ago I did this. It's like, it's funny.
And every once in a while you cut away to a flashback
exactly. Like, you just can't, you haven't got as much leeway, and you can't do as many things like flashbacks as well, because it just doesn't fit the format of a documentary, does it? Like, you weren't there to film that, so how would you have
We also
that
haven't got the budget to recreate ancient Rome, so...
yeah, we did think about it, had to make a few
did think about rebuilding the Colosseum, doing it all on blue screen, just popping over to Universal Studios using the Gladiator set.
Yeah, we'll just book a room in Pinewood. We'll get a full set built for a Colosseum just for that one day. Yeah, that'd be great.
All the water, water battle and everything.
Fill it up with water.
Proper Gladiator. But yeah, it's very good. Like, it's so much better to be able to cut toward floating heads than having to cut to flashbacks and stuff. It's a good way of flipping on his head as well. It's very clever.
Yeah.
Do you have any other crew members on board? I think you have one more crew member, if I'm aware.
So Emily Collins is our producer. She's a good friend of both me and Ewan, and she's brilliant already. Like, because we've kind of only just kind of brought her on relatively. I wouldn't say relatively recently. She's been on board for a while, but sort of been patiently waiting for me and Ewan to pull our fingers out and finish the script. So she's been able,
as
to
all good producers do.
Yes. So as we're at a point now where we're actually, me and Emily are working very closely together on stuff like the fundraising campaign and the promotion and like the Instagram and just all of the next steps from here, which are very exciting. But it means that we can kind of talk about that. And Ewan, bless him, who isn't as bothered about the production side of things in terms of like the emailing places and getting locations and yada yada yada, he's not a fan of that. So it's all creative for him, and I can just keep him in, up to date and in the loop and work closely with Emily on that.
Tell him where he needs to be on what day.
Yeah, exactly. No, he's more involved than that, but yeah. Yeah. It's just keeping on the creative stuff, the fun stuff, I'll do the boring shit.
Yeah. So obviously we touched on the like stylistic choices and the shooting style. Do you have any you've mentioned like The Office and stuff like that. Do you have any major bit, like Ewan as well? Do you and you have any major inspirations for this of like, I would love it to be like on this level, or I kind of would like it to be that match this kind of vibe?
I've always said like I'm Alan Partridge, which isn't a mockumentary. It's just a comedy series, but it's so well written and the character is so fucking stupid that it is exactly the kind of vibe that I want to go for. If I can make something that's, I think just generally as a point, if I can make something as funny as I'm Alan Partridge in my career, then I've succeeded in life, to be honest. I think to me, it's a very funny TV show. I think The Office, obviously, naturally a bit of inspiration. I think What We Do in the Shadows thematically works because it's sort of like a fantasy-like character in a realistic setting. Like, What We Do in the Shadows is vampires, but in modern New York or modern New Zealand. And this is sort of a fictional god figure who's washed up in living in normal life, and it's that same sort of taking a fantasy element and doing it completely deadpan. It's a very similar vibe. I think This Country, not an inspiration, but I would say there's similarities there. I think one of the most interesting thing is I think some people who have read the script have kind of went, they've seen the similarities to like This Country. I'd never even seen This Country until after we finished the script. I'm very intentionally staying away from anything that people recommend. And it's not because I can't be arsed like usual. It's because I don't want crossed wires. I don't want someone to be like, oh, you should watch this film or you should watch this series. It sounds really like what you're trying to do here. And I'm like, cool, I'll watch it after we've finished Wingman, because then I can enjoy it and not be thinking about, oh, how am I going to emulate this? Because then it just copies what's already out there.
Yeah. It looks better if afterwards someone goes, oh, like it's so close to this, and you're like, oh, I haven't actually seen it. Like,
yeah, exactly, yeah. And I've now seen This
Yeah.
Country, and I do take a bit of inspiration from that, but not in the writing because it was finished before then. So
Yeah. I guess it's never bad to take inspiration and to
no,
emulate
I think
stuff like
originality is a hard concept because everything is inspired from something, and you take little bits of everything. Like
it's like magpieing isn't there? It's like a phrase where it's like
magpieing
magpieing is
yeah.
like the greatest form of flattery or something like that, or there's some sort of
imitation is the greatest form of flattery, but I don't want to say it's imitating anything.
Yeah,
I think it's
no.
It's very much like, I think just as you go through life, you watch different things and you consume different pieces of media, and it sort of shapes you as a person.
Yeah.
And that naturally then just becomes part of you. In the same way that people do. Like, I have sort of staffed things that I say or do that I like my dad. Doesn't mean I'm trying to copy my dad. It just means that that's just who I am, because I'm an amalgamation of different things that I found funny over the years, including his dad jokes, you know? So it's like the same.
Yeah.
It's that, yeah.
Yeah, you haven't reached dad joke level. I don't think I've heard you make many.
I don't know about that, man. I think we're getting there.
Yeah,
I've made jokes at like a work function where people have separately said to me, "You are ready to have children now." I found a jelly baby at a work party that looked like the Saddam Hussein resting spot, and I drunkenly told about 10 different people.
Dad joke?
I don't know, but I think just the sort of the instinct to not eat the fucking jelly baby and keep bringing it in my
show
pocket.
People around.
Go,
sure.
You seen this? Look, jelly Saddam Hussein. I don't know why we're talking about Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
On this.
Anyway, you mentioned briefly about fundraiser about the fundraiser work. With the producer and how you've been working towards it and finally got it out there. Would you like to explain kind of what the fundraising goals are, where that money goes, basically, what it's going to be for, what goals and stuff you have, what rewards and stuff, systems you have and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's fundraising is a massive one, and it's really difficult because I think people would love to assume, and I would love this to be the reality, that it is just as easy as pick up a camera and make a film. But if you want it to be good, you need to put money behind it, and unfortunately you do need to fundraise. But I always said one thing, and that was, I want to write and I want to do a bit of directing to help my projects that I've written come to life with the right vision behind it. I would not ask for people's money did I not believe that it was good enough. And I think Wingman is absolutely good enough, and I'm so excited to get into the nitty-gritty of making it. Everyone I've shared the script with who's read it is come back with glowing praise. Obviously, there's a bias because I'm giving it to people who I know, but it's doing well, and I'm happy with it. And I think we've worked on it for so long that we know it's in a good place and we know it's strong. And if we didn't think it was strong, we would have given it up way before now. We've spent 2 years writing it, so it's very much a point where we can go, we do have to fundraise. We are aiming for, I think, £4,000 is what we put on the fundraiser. That goes to a smattering of different things in a film production. I mean, the boring ones could be transport, food, and drink for all the crew and cast.
Whoa.
But it's...
Hang on, right? Whoa, right. Let's pause there for 2 seconds, right? The most boring, bro. You don't have a tea table. Your production will fall apart day one, and
exactly, this is what I'm saying.
I speak from experience, my guy.
This is what I'm saying, though, is that it might seem boring to people who go, "Well, that's where my money's going," but goddamn, people have got to eat. Like, people have got to eat.
You
People
don't
have
have
got
a
to
tea
get
table.
to set.
Your production falls apart day one, and that's from experience.
So people need to eat, people need to drink, people need to be fed and watered throughout the day,
literally,
like any old house plant. And I think transport as well, because it's a low budget production, it's not guaranteed that we're going to have the budget to be able to actually pay people like full-time employment level, like minimum wage. But it will be a case where we'll pay transport, and I think that's right. I don't think people should be paying their transport to then. So I don't think anyone should be out of pocket for working on it. They just might not get paid like a full job for it. That's the standard practice amongst many short films. If we get a bigger like fundraising budget, then you never know what will happen. But we're at that point where that's going to. We also want to, cast a lead actor who has knowledge and experience of the industry and comedy as a form, we have a few people in mind who I'm not going to mention for obvious reasons because I don't want to jinx it. But it's likely that people who are more well known would need to be paid a daily rate, so it's likely that that's the case as well. We've also got props, production costs, in terms of like set dressing, to make it feel believable. There's a lot of props and physical humor in there, as with any mockumentary. We can't just use like... So what we'll be doing is, funnily enough, using my flat for some of the shoot. I can't just use my flat as is. We're going to have to dress it to make it look like Cupid's flat, right? Like, how would his flat look? That is different to mine. Things will have to
Tell me
change.
your flat doesn't look like an elderly man who's completely washed up.
Well, I don't know. We're about halfway there.
Yeah.
As I said, dad jokes. So, no, it's just that, and then you got props. You got anything like that. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but it's on the fundraiser. So I should have got that up beforehand, just so I could just scroll naturally so I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you got hiring of equipment as well. Obviously, I'm not in uni now. Back in uni, you had a big production store full of stuff that you could rent for free. That's not the case now. As complete independents wanted to make a film, we don't have all the equipment. We've got a camera. A pretty good camera, but there's other things like lights and microphones and just general other equipment that we'll need to actually film it. Hiring of locations also costs money. There are many different locations that we want to do in this film, want to go to, want to film at. That is going to be a cost. We're also looking at costumes as well. Again, we're talking about a man with fucking wings, and then also the post-production process. So there are naturally going to be expenses where it's like, once you've put the money into the film, you don't want it to just sort of not go anywhere. You want to send it to festivals, and you want it to give it a big old grandiose kind of release so people can see it. And to do that also needs money behind it. So there's a lot of different expenses that go into short films. It's not dissimilar from any other short film in the industry at the minute. Coming from independents that aren't backed by a studio or a production house, naturally there are a lot of different costs. But I guess that's the boring money side of things kind of covered. I think it's just like people I hate asking for people's money. I feel awkward. You can tell I'm awkward just talking about it, but it is important and we need it. So it's something that we have to kind of get out there and go, we can't make this without funding, and I haven't got the savings to be able to put that much money into this film. It's got to be a collaborative thing, and you want to make it worthwhile for people and make sure that they feel that they're a part of the process. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I know you've got like levels and stuff where if certain people donate a certain amount, they get like certain stuff like credits and all that kind of jazz, it's definitely worth taking a look at 1,000%.
There's plenty of different. There's loads of different tiers. I mean, we've got like if you donate £75 or more, you get in the special thanks section of the film, so you're actually on the film. Your name is in the film. If you donate £500, you get an executive producer credit, which sounds brilliant. And there's various other ones around 100 and 200 where you can actually put your name and photo in the background of the film. We're actually going to make
that's a genius idea.
As part of Cupid's sort of house in his history, we like to think that he's a washed-up celebrity, as in he has been in a lot of sort of like Z-list cheap crap rom-coms in the 80s and 90s, and I like the idea that he celebrates having these posters on the wall in his flat. And in these posters, for these fictional films that don't exist, if you donate in those tiers, your name/photo could very easily be on those posters. So that's almost like an incentive to kind of be part of it, not just in the credits, but to actually have your face and name in the film with the actors, with you know, in the background. I think it's giving people a part of it, you know.
What are your next steps, I guess? You kind of touched on it a little bit, but obviously now that Fundraiser's out, you kind of have to dive back into the pre-production side of it. What are kind of your pre-production next steps? Do you have a shooting window of when you might want to do it? Do you have kind of vaguely, anything like that? And what you're kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? We need to find more crew. We need to start looking for cast. Like, what is your kind of like next steps with the producer and with Ewan?
The next steps for me and Emily are casting. We have obviously bigger names who we want to send out the script and send out a sort of mood board and an idea of what it'll be and try and get them on board. So we want to sort of aim high for that. And that'll be the big next step, because I think once we get someone, if we can get someone, I don't want to say who, if we get the person that we want locked in, it would be amazing, and that would carry the film. But if not, that's okay as well. You look elsewhere and you find people who would be appropriate for it. But casting is absolutely your next step. There's a lot of little minor roles in this film that people have only got like a line or two, and those will need to be filled as well. We want proper actors on board. I don't want to just bring, all your best mates in. You need to like. We very much were like, at one point in time it was very much like, oh yeah, we'll just bring any old fucker in. I think now it's like, we need to cast, and we need people who want to act, and people who can do it, and people who can make the film feel like what it should feel like. I don't want this to be a crap film, you know what I mean? This is not something that I'm just doing for a laugh. This Wingman for me is something that needs to be, in my mind, like a staple point in my career as a writer, as a director. Like it needs to be good, and we'll do everything in our power to make it as good as it deserves to be. So there's that. Crew is also the next step as well. So finding crew members, working out what roles we need to fill sooner rather than later. Of which, I see you grinning over there, man. Of which, I feel like this is a good place. You might have seen this already elsewhere on social media, but this will be announced on the day that this podcast episode releases. Announcing a new member of our crew for Wingman is Cooper Britton.
I feel like I need to put music over this, like the hype music in the background.
Yeah. Cooper is. I'm just saying, as if I'm telling you, like it just feels fucking weird.
What? No way! What? Let's go!
So Cooper will be joining.
That's what we should have done. Should have got the clip.
You should have been like, "What the fuck?
What? No way!"
So Cooper will be joining our production as a first assistant director. Cooper.
Hell yeah.
Well, welcome on board.
Yeah. I am the person who gets to shit on your creative ideas. I'm the person who gets to tell you, no, George, there's not enough time to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't remember how I described it. In the thing that I wrote something at the end of being like, I'm like I can't remember what I put it as.
Yeah,
I'll try and find it. It was like something in your creative endeavors or something. I've got it somewhere, but yeah, like that was kind of like So I will be the time man. I've already. I mean, it was. I feel like we kind of hinted at it better when I read the script.
We've hinted at it like so many times. Anyway, but
many times.
I think very early on, I remember it was like, funnily enough, again, quite attached to nostalgia bit. Where it was like one of these recording sessions, probably like episode 5, 6, 7, around that time, very early on, where I think I just said to you, I was like, I would love you to be a first AD on this.
Yeah.
And then it's been radio silence for you since for the last year and a half. Yep. So now we can actually start work.
Welcome aboard.
It was just very early on. Like you have experience in this.
Yeah, that's kind of because I don't know what Ewan's experiences. I don't know what her name's experiences are. I hope for me that I can bring almost like the kind of realism side to it like as a first AD, it is my job to make sure that we are on track, to make sure that for money reasons, for whatever reasons, that we stay, that the thingy stays on the tracks, like to make sure we get the things done that we need to do.
It might be good to explain to those who might not know, because it is one of those roles. Unfortunately, that doesn't. It's not an immediate one that people think of. Describe to the audience maybe what does a first AD do? What does a first assistant director do?
A first assistant director. Basically, I will work with George, and I'll be like, George, what do you need? What do you want? I will go through the script. I am responsible for doing the entire schedule. I'll work with the producer and go through his schedule, make sure everything is done, make sure that. Well, I'm also going to be doing some of the location side of it, because I also work in locations. I'm going to be working with George as well.
Yeah. Just what you know.
Locations.
You know,
of course, standard. Yeah. And kind of doing some of the locations. So I'm going to be booking some of the locations and making sure that the locations are scheduled correctly. And also, it's kind of like the littler bits in the script. It's like sometimes when you need like extras and you have stunts and you have SFX, which I think we have a couple of bits here and there. Extras we definitely do. There might be some stunt stuff depending on the conversations that we need to have around legal sides.
Okay.
Regarding some stuff, but we'll have a conversation about that. It is. If you'd read my script breakdown, it's in the script breakdown. I'm just saying.
Busy launching a fundraiser, my guy. We'll get around to it.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's kind of like those little bits, and it's making sure that when we are shooting, that I make sure that the ball keeps rolling. Like, I'm more than happy. Like, it is a creative job. Like, we are here to create art. We are here to create an amazing piece, like short film, a piece of art.
Yeah.
But at the same time, people have put money into this. They're expecting this at the end of the day. We have a certain amount of money that we have to stick to. We have a certain amount of days, because if you go over days, you go over money. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
And it's kind of my job to make sure that all of that side of it keeps on the track, to make sure that George doesn't piss around and do too many takes. I take the piss, but that's kind of like the general.
It's making sure it's a well-oiled machine, and I think,
and also making sure that the cast are happy, making sure that the cast have everything they need, making sure they've got all the space that they need, making sure they have what they want and they are comfortable, busy throughout the day. That's kind of the general vibe of a first AD, from what I understand.
I like the vibe as well of you saying that, like, making sure the money's going on track, because I think that's quite good for people to know who may be donating to the fundraiser to help us make the film, is knowing that you're totally dedicated into making sure that money goes to the right place, and
absolutely, like, it's my
doesn't get pissed up the wall on stupid shit that doesn't need to be paid.
It's not even
for,
that people have donated. We're going to do X amount of shoot days. It's to make sure that in those shoot days I will make sure that everything that we need for the people who've invested money and the people maybe haven't, who have just been there from the very start and looking forward to it, to make sure you have something good, to make sure that something, don't get me wrong, I want it to look and I want it to be as funny as possible, but I want to make sure it's on time. That's kind of my major thing.
That's your job,
yeah,
isn't it?
that's my job. I mean?
You're passionate about the project, but you're designed here to be creatively absent and focus on the...
I come from more of like a planning, like technical, not technical side of it, but you know what I mean, like a logistics side of it. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And like I said, being the person who's worked in TV and film. Obviously, I don't know other experiences, but I want to bring more of a realism to it, to make sure that
you've definitely, I think, got the most experience on set, like daily, like day to day, like it is my full time job, so that makes sense.
So that's kind of what I see with it as well, as like bringing to make, like, not. I want it to, as much as it's quite like we are going like independent film, student film, I want it to feel like a proper production. Like, I want to make sure, 100%. I want to make sure that we have the things in place. So not only like you, and
I don't even want the word student anywhere near this fucking production. This ain't a fucking student
that
film.
Shit
I'm not a student. I'm not a student. You're not a fucking student. None of us are students. We're fucking masters.
Student of the game, my guy. Student of the game. But yeah, I want to make sure that you get the fun out of it, and you know, I want you to have the little bit of like the pressure side of it, like you kind of start to feel a little bit, because I think it does help, and I want it to be enjoyable. I want it to feel like a proper film production, because to me, I love that kind of stuff. I love the on-set etiquette. I love being on the floor and stuff like that. I think it'll be so fun.
I said that anyway when we did our small talks thing, and I released my first film, which is a much more serious kind of drama. I talked about that. I talked about, as a director, how I struggle with that because of my general just social anxiety. I prefer to have bounce off people when we're not in front of the camera and have a good rapport. And I think when actors go really method, I struggle to sort of bridge that connection. So something I was quite excited was working for a comedy, because we're all here to have fun, and we're all here to make something funny, and that should be what it is. And I'm very excited about that. So I'm
very excited. I really enjoyed going through the script and doing my script breakdown. Like, it's the first one I've ever done as a first CD, like proper one, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm very excited to kind of work through that. That's on our to-do list for the next couple of weeks, definitely.
And I'm always around meetings whenever. We're always here.
Look at this. And honestly, you do know you've got the position. Yeah, we've just announced it. You don't need to be. You're not being interviewed. You know that.
I don't have to pitch for it. Are you sure?
Yeah.
No, I just like to deliver. I like to make sure you have everything that you need.
That's going to get announced today by design of that where we're doing this, and that's fab.
Yeah. Happy
to have you on board. I'm so excited to work with you on this, because I don't think I've worked with you on
it's honestly this film production could make or break our friendship.
Cooper, I think we're at a point where it just cannot be broken.
We're at a point if this is the straw, if this is the one thing that we can't do.
The straw that brought the camel's back, I'll be shocked. We've done fucking... I've dragged you through the fucking willows dressed as fucking cowboys and ninjas and shit. I know it's probably part of what you want to do as well. Not quite this time, but we've done so many projects over the years. So many of these. We've done Nostalgia Bait for fucking almost 2 years. Weekly. If Wingman is the straw that brought the camels back, I'd be fucking shocked.
Do we take a week off of the week that we shoot Wingman?
The show goes on. We can't.
It'll be radio silent from the Nostalgia Bait socials.
Oh yeah, the socials will be dead in the fucking water.
The episode will go up with nothing else around it. It'll be radio silence from all of us. On that Thursday.
It might be a repeat. Who knows? I think, but either way,
we'll re-release this episode.
Do you think we're gonna film Wingman in January? Do you think we're gonna be getting near our fucking 2-year anniversary?
We're gonna be planning.
To then just go, we're not posting this week, fuckers. Sorry, we've done every other Thursday, but not this week.
We're actually gonna have to look at that in advance because we're either gonna have to have filmed the 1 year or the 2 year anniversary, like the 100th episode.
We are going to. We're gonna film it well in advance, man.
Yeah,
We're prepared. It's fine.
Yeah,
actually crying. Yeah, so that's exciting. But that's the next steps from now are sort of planning cast and crew, and then probably after that I'll start working on blocking and shortlist with Ewan. I want to my immediate thing that I've been thinking about today is I want to get a concept artist or storyboard artist on board, because I feel like we could definitely do with some of that.
Yeah, it's a very good idea. It'd be cool to be able to release that as well, and have it and give it to people.
Just have something, because at the minute we've got this concept poster. It's just an amalgamation of different stock images or free to use public images of just some fucking naked middle-aged men. Take that out of context. Yeah. But yeah, that's that.
You can do the creative side of it. I'll happily do the logistics side of it. It's not my current forte, I don't believe. I'm more of a logistics man, so
no. I think I'm very excited about it. As I said, like I think the concept is strong and we believe in it and we're very excited about it. It's just getting there. And I think I've talked about this before, and I will endlessly go on about this like the bore that I am. But we cannot make it without fundraising. So if you haven't already checked out our fundraiser, even if you don't want to donate, check it out. There's a bunch of information about the film on there. It's where all the latest stuff will be, as well as our Instagram, wingman.film. But as I say, every little helps, as the old woman said as she waded into the sea.
no.
That's McDonald's.
That's McDonald's.
I hope you at home are loving it as well. But
good, very good.
Yeah.
Good pivot.
Even just £1, as I said before, I say this so many times. If you can donate £1, that goes a long way. Like if this episode gets, I don't fucking know how many views on YouTube, 100 views, and everyone who's watching this donates £1 each, that's £100. Might not seem like much to you, but it could go a hell of a long way if a bunch of people donate small. You know what I mean? Or donate £500 yourself. That's all right as well. But yeah, we do encourage. Obviously, like naturally, this isn't me, one guy, asking for your money just for a laugh. This is for a project. The money goes towards this project. Every penny of this will go into the production of this film to make it as good as we can possibly make it. And yeah, we're all very excited about it. And I'm very excited to be able to announce more about it on our social media, on my social media as well, and just talk about more of it. Obviously, this is our first big announcement today, saying that you're involved with it as first AD, which is definitely an exciting announcement. But we hope to sort of bring some casting news and some more crew news very, very soon. I have got some other exclusive, which I can't mention. I thought, actually, because I can mention it, because it is contracted. We've actually got licensed music for this film.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not. We've agreed that we can use it in the promotion, so I can mention it here. I came across a song just on an Instagram thing. You know when you like put a song on your post?
Yeah.
On Instagram, and it's a song that's called Wingman.
Yeah.
By an artist
I didn't realize you had this
called Randy Sachs. And we played that song. I was like, and I put it in a playlist. I have a playlist. Oh god, there's so many things to talk about. Sorry, I'm like thinking of stuff now that I'm like, I could talk about that. I put it in my playlist and I listened to it a few times and I was like, this would be a really great credits song. Like this is very James Gunn-esque kind of,
you
know, Guardians of the Galaxy or like the punk rocker song from Superman. It's a very that sort of like punky kind of vibe. And I was like, that would work really well for this. And then I looked at the Spotify, and actually, it was the only album this guy had released from like 2018. So we followed him on Instagram. We followed back. We got talking, and we've actually agreed to use the song "Wingman" in the film. So
wow,
that's and across the course of the promotion for the film as well. So it's very exciting. As a big music head, I've always wanted to, because licensing music, for those who don't know, is very, very expensive and difficult usually. Like, if you're going to go for like the Beatles, you're paying millions to use it, you know. There's a famous story about the film Tusk, the horror film Tusk. Which is a funny fucking film if you've never seen it. It's brilliant. It's about a man who gets slowly mutilated and turned into a walrus. But the majority of the budget for that film, I'll stress, the majority of the budget, more than 50% of the budget for that film, went on playing the Fleetwood Mac song Tusk over the credits.
That's good. Very good.
That's how expensive licensing music is. You can make a whole film and the majority of the budget would go on licensing music. So I thought, unless I'm backed by a fucking studio, that's a pipe dream for me. So a really massive thank you to Randy Sachs, who we've worked with and talked to extensively, and have got a great agreement in place where we can actually say that we're using this song,
that's very cool,
music in our film, and it's good. I think it's really
cool.
Great. I love finding
cool thing to say,
like a gem just in the middle of nowhere. Like, oh shit, like this is great. So really,
it's a very cool thing to say. I just think it's like, and you know what I love? One of the things for me is I'm just so interested. I'm having like working TV and film at the moment and doing so many different sizes of jobs. One thing I'm looking forward to is like being able to do these like short films. Like I have a couple of short films, like lower budget stuff that's going ahead at the moment, and I'm interested to be able to do it because I think it gives people opportunities to be able to. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
I'm just saying. Oh yeah, no, that's good.
Okay, it gives people opportunities to be able to step up, and I'm very excited to be able to work more hands on with stuff like that. Like I'm interested to see, like, and again I think it goes back to being able to bring my experience into it of how. Like how it differs, what I can bring from bigger productions, 100%. What I can bring from Peaky Blinders.
Nah, drop the fucking Peaky Blinders thing in there. Why don't you? It's all right.
But yeah, like I'm very excited. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fantastic shoot when we do it. And honestly, I'm excited to come down and start looking at stuff and come down from.
And like, look, you've read the script. Like you've know how much time and effort we've put into this. But besides the fact, like. We believe it's a good script. I hope you like the script as well. I'm just assuming, like, no, it's shit.
It's all right.
But it's I'm so excited about it, and it's like when you work on something for so long, and you're like, this is good. This is good enough to like make, and it's good enough to sort of put my life behind for 6 months. You know.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell I'm going to keep 3 YouTubers in check, like, but we'll try.
Oh god, yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be really good. Really, really, really good.
And there was something else I was mentioning with the playlist. It's just something I thought I'd throw in before we kind of wrap up and go towards Just News. I remember seeing an interview with the gorgeous Pedro Pascal, who I'm currently obsessed with. Yeah, basically, we look the same. We're brothers. I love him. I think he's brilliant. I think he's really absolutely world class, both looks wise, but also just a class act. He's a class act. Like
clap act.
Class act. Class.
You said clap act the first time.
I didn't say clap act.
You did.
That's Discord. I said class act. I did not say clap. Replay it. I didn't. Fucking. I roll it back. But he's a great guy. He was talking about how he prepares for some roles and stuff like that, and he said that whenever he gets cast in a role, he sort of wants to sort of live and breathe in it. He designs a playlist for himself based on that character, so that when he's on the set and stuff like that, and he wants to get into that headspace of that character, he just listens to the music, and that's getting him into the vibe. And I love that idea, not just because it's Pedro Pascal, but I just love the idea. So it's something I started being put together as a playlist for Cupid as a character of music and songs that I think matched the vibe of the character and who he is, and I'm really excited to kind of share that as part of my package to the actor and kind of go, this is the vibe.
I'd love to get access to that Reed Richards playlist, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Right?
90210 just on repeat the whole time.
But yeah, no. I don't know if there's anything else we can really say at this point. It's very much like an introductory kind of one. I don't know if you've got any more questions or thoughts.
No, it was all my kind of. It was all lead up to my announcement. That's all it was.
That's all we're here for today.
It's all we're here for, baby. No, I kind of knew what everything. It's nice to be able to talk about me being on it and kind of what I wanted to bring to it. It's nice to be able to finally
exciting. We can
discuss,
like reveal that, and that'll be on Instagram the same day as we're talking about it here. The episode comes out, so that'll be great. And as I say, like the film itself, so excited. Brilliant. I'm really excited. I think this should be fun. I think
it'll be so fun. I genuinely do. I think it's going to be really fun. I think, and I think it's going to be funny. I think one thing when I've worked on comedy before is like you will have you will have the crew laughing. Yeah. And at that point you're like, yeah, we fucking done it here. Like it's like, and I really look forward to see how it translates from the page. I really do, because I think it's going to translate perfectly.
I think the good thing I've found is, we've done so many we've done table reads for it and stuff. Like we've brought a few people in that we know and just kind of sat around a table, and me and Ewan have just read out the script, just bouncing between us, and people have laughed at stuff, and that's been very thank God. It's like okay, this is funny. That's good, because I feel like it's so hard when you're sat in a room and you're going, this is funny to us, but is this funny to anyone else? And I sent the script to a couple people, and there's definitely a couple people who have read the script who have said it's great, and I'm punching the air, which is great to hear. It really is. But we can move on to Just News before I keep waffling about the same stuff where I can't really say much more about it.
When he keeps running around in circles.
Exactly.
Literally. Let me pull up my Just News story for this week. This one is again from the lovely Elle. Amazing. Another fantastic discovery. I had a message just before saying, you got any of that good Just News stories for the future episodes? Because I'm running out of stories. So
she just sent me a message with 10.
How is she sending you? What? What? Where's mine? What on earth?
Chase her up, ask her.
We know who the favourite host is. God damn it, gotta start working.
Oh no, maybe
now.
she sent it to the nostalgia bit. No, she didn't send it to mine.
Anyway, not from Elle this week. Yahoo News. Suspected Russian spy whale found dead under mysterious circumstances.
Sorry, spy what?
Spy whale.
Whale. Okay.
Whale.
Just checking I heard that one right.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
I thought Brendan Fraser was brilliant in that film, so I'm very excited.
True. In 2019, a purported Russian spy beluga stole our hearts, and now we must mourn its early demise.
I just say belugas are so sweet.
They're lovely. They're gorgeous animals.
Gorgeous.
They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
His name is Valdemir?
Yeah. I think the
I'm going to say Valdemir.
Valdemir.
No,
let's just say Valdemir.
I know, in Swedish and Nordic and stuff, there's dragons called Hraesvalga, which is HR. So I think you pronounce it Valdemir?
Havaldemir. Okay, well, Havaldemir, the Russian spy beluga.
Still a hot.
Tell me more.
2,000-pound sea creature, later dubbed Havaldemir, was found by Norwegian fishermen with a camera mount harness that read "Equipment of St. Petersburg," resulting in intrigue and speculation. Over the last 5 years, Havaldemir has been the subject of several viral stories, from the time it retrieved a GoPro to playing fetch. But over the weekend, the jolly beluga was found dead, and animal activists are in disagreement how he died. It was with heavy heart that we share the news of Havaldemir's passing. Norwegian non-profit Marine Mind, which has been tracking the whale's whereabouts, wrote in an Instagram post, "This morning, after receiving a sighting report from a local, our team arrived to find Havaldemir floating peacefully in the water. It is not immediately clear what caused his death." He continued, and necropsy will be conducted to determine his early passing.
Good to see. I'm sure people in fucking Norway are pretty happy with where their taxpayer money is going, isn't it? Just exploring how a whale has died. I'm
not gonna lie, if the UK government announced that they were implementing spy dolphins, I'd be like, I pay my taxes.
If they did, I'd be wanting to lower my tax. Well, I already do, but I just think I'd so
Yeah.
Norway's just so,
No,
like,
hang on.
they're
They're a
so
non.
peaceful
No,
and
hang on. It's a Norwegian non-profit organisation that's doing it.
Oh, you know what?
It's not your tax money.
All right. My
Put the
bad.
pitchforks away.
My pitchfork is down.
Suspicious. The events surrounding the whale's death remain shrouded in mystery, which is only fitting considering his much debated Russian spy past.
They keep alluding to this, but they don't really fucking delve on it, do they?
Vladimir was
Russian spy
estimated
beluga.
to be around 14 to 15 years old, only roughly half of the average lifespan of a beluga whale.
He's a minor. He could have worked for UNIT.
Oh, wait, what?
Doctor Who, because they employ children.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Last year, marine science student and whale tracker Emma Luck noted that Vladimir's appearance had changed dramatically, tweeting that you can see how much weight he has lost. In May of last year, scientists raised concern that the whale was possibly not eating enough fish, while Marine Mind founder Sebastian Strand told AFP that there were no signs of visible injuries. Non-profit One Whale founder Regina Raug referred to holes pouring with blood from his body in an Instagram video. What?
Wow. So he's been shot then.
That's what it looks like.
How could someone see the bullet holes and then go, I don't think he's eating enough fish. Yeah. Do you reckon?
I wonder if he's gone into foreign waters and they've spotted cameras on it and they thought they've been spying on them.
With a whale.
They used to have spy pigeons. They used to do pigeon messaging.
Right, yeah. A whale with a GoPro on, I wouldn't be like, kill it! You know, I wouldn't assume immediately that it's like, the whale has come to spy on us, but like, it's only going to spy on the water.
It's only going to spy like that.
Yeah,
no,
I think it found a submarine.
What do you think it?
Bang!
Oh my god, this is a dog story.
Dog.
That's what it was. It's a whale. We got to visit Vladimir today ourselves to see him and say goodbye, and there was no questions that he was dying from something very unnatural and heartbreaking. She said, "Fortunately, we'll hopefully hear more soon. The autopsy is conducted by Norwegian Veterinary Institute, and the conclusion will be public in 2 to 3 weeks." The Norwegian director of fisheries told people in a statement, speculates aside, "It's a fortunate end to a much beloved creature. Over the past 5 years, he touched the lives of tens of thousands, bringing people together in awe of wonders of nature."
To me, it's like one of those ones. It's like fucking Ken Allen. It's just a normal animal that the internet has decided is fucking mint because it did a funny thing one time.
I'm going to Google.
I noticed. I'm going to Google it as well because it said 2-3 weeks there'll be more information.
Yeah.
Oh no. That was published in
cause of
November.
Death was likely a bacterial infection stemming from a stick lodged in its mouth.
Oh, that's still mysterious, isn't it?
The stick, which was found to be about 14 inches long, likely caused significant pain and discomfort, potentially leading to a bacterial infection and ultimately death.
I'm not going to make a joke on that one.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I guess we could try and get to the bottom of it. People are saying there's a stick stuck in his mouth and throat. Yeah. Well,
you never know. Could still be mysterious circumstances. Could have been thrown. Anyway, thank you for listening to this episode or watching this episode of Nostalgia Debate.
Sometimes I just sit there and I don't actually know what to say about this now. I'm like, it is a whale with a GoPro, and I don't know what else to say about it. Like, what did we... It said that the results will be revealed in 2 to 3 weeks. That was months ago. Nothing's been said about it since. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. They only care if it's in, the Russian spy whale... Oh, it got shot. Oh, but if it's something fucking ordinary, like, oh, it died because someone jabbed it with a fucking 14-inch knobbler down its throat. Oh, pointless reporting on that then. What's the point? What's the point? It's like getting the first. It's like getting the first and second act of a fucking story to then go, it's all right. You're not going to want to see the ending anyway. It's boring. No, I want to see it. Report on it. Yahoo News. Who the fuck's going on Yahoo News anyway?
Or just update your news article. That's what I think. That's what they should do.
Yeah,
they should just update the news article or have a link at the end that's like died of bacterial infection.
Yeah, and they've implemented AI generate key takeaways into their article. So as far as I'm concerned, they can go fuck themselves.
What?
You can press a button which generates just a simplified version
Oh
of the
my
article.
god! What, for
'Cause
people
we're
with a
all-
lower attention
Because
span?
we're all fucking TikTok brain rotted out now, aren't we? We can't watch or read an article. I'm really crashing out. Wrap this up before I
Bro's
fucking
crashing out.
scream.
Thank you so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Nostalgia Vid. If you're listening on Spotify, please leave us a hearty 5-star review, not a 4-star review, a 5-star review. I've been obsessed with Fantastic Four memes recently, so I wanted to get that in. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are rapidly approaching 500 subscribers.
Yes.
And
we are as well, you know.
Make sure to go in the description and check out the Wingman fundraising page. Even if you can't donate, check out. It's got loads of information. Make sure to check out
greenlit.com/project/wingman. Check it out. It will be in the description below. Please.
It's got all of like a promotional video, all the promotional artwork and stuff. Get more of a breakdown of the whole film. You'll get to see beautiful Ewan on the front as well.
Yep. And please do consider donating. As I said before, even a pound can go a long way. You might think, well, that's pointless. This pound is not going to go fucking anywhere. It's just a pound. I may as well not do anything.
Hey, could be my cup of tea, and that could get me through the job. You never know. You never know.
Cooper, we can't be asking people to donate with the promise that it'll pay for your tea. I'll give you a cup of tea,
like I said,
we're filming some of it in the flat. You could just have some of my tea.
I was going to say, and like I said, I know where your money's going. I'll make sure your money's spent on good things.
Anyway, please donate. Don't think that it's going to Cooper's tea.
Yeah, it's not. We want to get this off the ground. We really want to work on it. We want to make sure it's as best as it can be, and it can do on festival tours and stuff, and it will be amazing if we can get it to where it should be and deserves to be, because it's a very, very, very good script and amazing concept. So make sure you check out TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, including the Wingman Instagram, including our personals, because we're going to be posting loads of stuff on there whilst we're shooting, whilst we're in prep and everything like that.
If you're not already following our personal accounts, do it, because I feel like we're basically influencers now, Cooper. We've done this for 74 episodes.
You're more of an influencer than me. You've been doing this about 12 years?
Yeah, unlike that person in the comments was trying to fight for.
That's true. Yeah, that's the second week in a row you've called him out, I think.
No, I did that off camera last week. So this is the first official.
You just slacked him off camera as well.
Yeah,
instead.
Fuck that guy. Anyway.
Anyway, thank you for watching and or listening, and we will see you next week for... Oh, it's Chapel Rowan.
It is, because Chapel Rowan's releasing a new single, or has released by the time this episode comes out. Next week we're going to talk about her singles and also her singular album release, The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess.
Midwestern Princess. Yeah.
Get that right. Get that right for next episode. It's not, it's Midwest. Fuck you. How about that?
I give up, right? Bye.
Bye.